Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrived in New York on a 5-day US visit. Prime Minister will address world leaders at a landmark UN Sustainable Development Summit and interact with top CEOs and the Indian diaspora in the Silicon Valley. Prime Minister Modi will have a packed agenda for the next 2 days in the city and then in California from September 26-27. In his Dublin visit yesterday, PM Modi said that India and Ireland are ideally placed to form productive partnerships to take advantage of the opportunities in the digital age. Prime Minister sought Ireland's support for securing a permanent place on the United Nations Security Council and membership of the Nuclear Suppliers Group. Prime Minister Modi is hopeful that Indians can turn this century into a century of India on the strength of its skilled youthful population. Addressing Indian community in Dublin, PM Modi said India needs to continue its current economic success story for another 30 years. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's spiritual guru Swami Dayanand Giri passed away. He was 88 years and was not keeping well of late. PM Modi last visited the ashram on 11th of September to inquire of his guru's well-being. Prime Minister has expressed grief over the demise of Guru Dayanand Giri. Scrutiny of nomination for the first phase of Bihar Assembly elections will take place today. Altogether, 629 candidates have filed nomination for the first phase of elections to be held on 12th of next month. Meanwhile, Grand Alliance led by Nitish Kumar yesterday announced the list of candidates for 242 seats of its allies JDU, RJD and Congress for Bihar Assembly polls. Army Chief General Dalbir Singh is on a 4-day visit to Russia, during which enhancement of bilateral military cooperation will be under focus. The visit assumes significance in the light of the special relationship India shares historically with Russia. The Jammu-Srinagar National Highway has been restored for traffic. The road was blocked at several places for nearly 2 days between Batot and Banihal in Ramban district following massive landslides triggered by heavy rainfall. Jammu and Kashmir government has sounded an alert for people living in low-lying areas and along banks of River Jhelum after water level crossed the flood declaration level of 21 feet at Sangam in South Kashmir due to continuous rains. Telecom watchdog Telecom Regulatory Authority of India or TRAI will start testing the networks in the national capital Delhi and Mumbai from next week to ascertain whether operators have taken measures to address the call drops menace. With regard to call drops issue, the TRAI has floated a discussion paper and also had discussions with the CEOs of telecom operators. The striking FTII students have expressed their willingness for talks to resolve the issue related to the chairmanship of Gajendra Chauhan. The FTII Students Association, which is leading the strike, said it has replied to the latest letter from the Information and Broadcasting Ministry, inviting it for a dialogue to break the impasse. Iran has offered to supply natural gas at $2.95 for a urea plant that India will set up at Chabahar port on the Persian Gulf. But New Delhi wants rates to be lowered. Road Transport, Highways and Shipping Minister Nitin Gadkari has said that India will invest around 1 lakh crore rupees to keep the rate of urea under control. India clarified that it has not handed over any list of specific constitutional amendments or changes to Nepal government. MEA spokesperson Vikas Sarup said in a statement that without being prescriptive on specific clauses, New Delhi continues to urge that differences should be resolved through dialogue in an atmosphere free from violence. The embattled chief executive of the Volkswagen, Martin Winterkorn, has resigned in the wake of the massive scandal engulfing the German auto giant, which has been accused of systematically manipulating data of exhaust emissions tests in millions of diesel cars sold worldwide. German government has launched an investigation into the allegations that the world's second largest automaker manipulated data on pollution control tests. Egypt's president has pardoned 2 Al Jazeera TV journalists convicted of broadcasting false news. Mohammed Fahmy, a Canadian, and Behar Mohammed, an Egyptian, were sentenced to 3 years in prison last month after a retrial. The interim president of Burkina Faso, the target of a coup last week, returned to power on Wednesday as West African leaders finalized a resolution to the political crisis. The interim president, Michael Kafando, thanked other countries for condemning the coup, which was staged by allies of former President Blaise Compaoré, who was ousted in a mass uprising last October. Indian men's hockey team will visit New Zealand to play a 6-match test series starting from 2nd of next month till 11th. Hockey India in a statement said India will play the first 2 matches against the New Zealand A team and the last 4 matches will be played against the New Zealand senior team. This tour comes ahead of the all-important Hockey World League final to be hosted by India later this year.